Hello there everyone, welcome to the Motor Parkway walking trail here in Hollis Hills, Queens. This is considered the Hollis Hills section of the hamlet of Bayside. The proper hamlet of Bayside is pretty much east of the Clearview Expressway. That's really the real Bayside, if anybody's wondering. I mean, they consider this neighborhood Bayside, but yeah, we're here along the old Motor Parkway. Now, what's creepy about this was, this used to be the old east-west route that cars would take before World War II. And it's a very historic walking trail. It actually starts all the way back at Winchester Boulevard by Creedmoor, but I found a way to get up here. Believe me, I'm not going to say how I did it, but at least I didn't have to deal with any ivy. So this trail, it's been here for a very long time. I'm walking it today because it's a nice, cool Thursday afternoon. It's the 5th. I'm filming after 1 o'clock. Gotta work early because I just wanted to come up here. By the way, that's the Cross Island Parkway ramp that goes eastbound when you come from there trying to get on the Grand Central. And up there is the Grand Central. But it is going to be quiet when we do get up to where we need to be. We're going to walk our way to Alley Pond in just a second and get on over there and take a look at the beauty of Alley Pond Park, because that's what we want to do today. We want to take a look at Alley Pond. This does link up to Alley Pond. There should be a way to get down to it from here, but if not, I'll try to see if I can get to Kingsbury Avenue and then just get back to Springfield. Now again, Winchester Boulevard Northern is where you could get to Alley Pond, and I know for a fact that this hiking trail is very long and it goes all the way to Fresh Meadows, believe it or not, right to Cunningham Park, which is the place I would recommend to go and avoid the 73rd Avenue stretch of it, because there's been a lot of problems going on over there. Let's see, I think there's another entrance down there. I believe that is Union Turnpike. Oh, I think they have it closed off. That stinks, you know, they should have that open at least. Guess not. So we'll make our way down. Thankfully, there's a very nice breeze today. That's what I am very thankful for. And hopefully, I will make my way out to Oakland Lake, because Oakland Lake is just beautiful. I'll try to see if I can get there later this fall. So I'll try to see if I can leave early Thursdays to make these videos, because I do not only want this channel to be about mass transit and sports, but I want to show you the beauty that Queens has to offer besides, you know, just living here. Ooh, this is interesting. Some nice leaves over here. I hope it's not ivy. Yeah, look at that. This is beautiful. Those nice little flowers still around, but look more beautiful in the fall, I guess, huh? Especially when we will have changing of the colors. Let's try to walk this way for a bit, because this is one of the ponds. This little pond over here on the right. Definitely tell it is. Yep, definitely a pond. Also, I wanted to get some exercise today, because being at work just would have made me feel a little bit depressed, because I had a little bit of a rough morning. I'll talk to you all about it. And also later on at the end of this video, I'll show you air conditioning issues I've been having with the buses lately. And I'll get to that at the end of this video. So, I had a very stressful morning. Walk a little bit this way, and I might turn around if, you know, it's a circle, but hey, if it is a circle, that's good, and I can get some extra steps in even do my home workout later on this afternoon. So this morning, believe it or not, on my street, a Northwell truck was blocking my street at 8:45 earlier this morning. And what happened was, I thought the ambulance was moving, right? So I saw a bus coming down the street and I had to yell, yo, 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 you're going the wrong way. Trying to get the ambulance's attention. But instead, what happened was, because I live on a one-way street, by the way. Ooh, here's something interesting. I'm not gonna go there, but maybe in the future I could film something here. Nice background, I know how to get to it at least. But what happened was, somebody called an ambulance. I don't know what happened, and the ambulance was just blocking my street. And what's so stupid is, I don't know why the police were not called in to close my street when clearly there was an ambulance there that needed to get to somebody. And I'll mention it was a Northwell ambulance. It was. I don't know who called for an ambulance, but what makes me annoyed about a Northwell ambulance is when we have emergencies in Fresh Meadows, we normally get the FDNY ambulances, not Northwell, which made me very suspicious. And two, I'll mention that, it made me upset because, I actually spoke with the lady out my window, and I told her, ma'am, I have to go to, is this mud? I'm gonna walk around it. There we go, that might be mud. I can tell that is. I don't want to get my sneakers dirty. But what made me really upset it was, how in the world, look, there's more mud here. How in the world does this ambulance not realize that, number one, my street faces north. Number one, it goes north on a one-way. And number two, and again, somebody actually shouted to me through their window, sir, how do I get to the LIE from here? Because one guy was actually lost. He was new, and I had to help him out. So I told him that he needed to go to another street to hop on the LIE because he was lost. So I'm not going to say again where I live for my privacy, but, it's like, what would be the point? Oh, another trail. I might come back to this one after. So let's just do this trail. Because again, I really do want to walk around because this actually does lead to the playground. It really made me so upset, And I'm left wondering more questions than answers. I didn't want to talk to HR because that would just be stupid. I literally threatened to say I was going to go to HR because I know where the HR is at Northwell. But still, next time, Northwell needs to notify the police if they're going to close off a street. Because first of all, I don't know if they had permission to block my street, number one. And two, it's like, I thought the ambulance was moving. Like, I didn't know it was standing still. I thought the lights were on. I was like, no, you can't go this way. It's a one-way street. So I know for a fact that we can't turn our streets back into two-way like we used to, because here would be the problem. Interested in trail maintenance. I don't think I'm going to go down that way. So I do want to walk back to the restroom after. There is a public bathroom here, by the way, just like Conan Park. And this is so steep. Wow. There's some cracks here. But, it made me a little bit angry, but at least the ambulance didn't move about a half hour later, which was good in that sense. But still, I don't know why the police weren't just called in to detour everybody on the 73rd Avenue. It was so stupid. They could have just blocked off my street and then said, you know what? Turn everybody around. Local residents are just going to have to wait until the ambulance moves, which would have been fine. The ambulance was still there, and they had to close off my street. First of all, my dad would have not taken me to work. I just would have walked the Union Turnpike and got the 46 Limited this morning. And two, it's a situation that's pretty much over with. So I'm glad that that little episode's over with. And also, I want to mention something that last month I got a letter, and I actually wrote a letter to Assemblyman David Reprin, who represents a different district, but this is a good cause. I asked Assemblyman Reprin to look into getting a left turn signal at 188th Street and Grand Central Parkway, because number one, there's a Mox there. Oh, actually made me go around. That's pretty funny. I'm okay with, because again, I need the exercise. I just need to burn off some steam, you know? That's the whole point of why I'm here, because again, it's a nice day and it's cool. The dew point's actually in the 50s today. It literally feels like I'm in Belmore, by the way. I'll just mention that. I think I see Springfield Boulevard up ahead. Good. But I asked him last month, can you look into a left turn light? And he wrote me back and he said, yes, I'll contact Commissioner Trottenberg and the DOT Commissioner of Queens. And guess what? No left turn light, which kind of annoys me in a way. My dad got annoyed that I suggested the idea to Assemblyman Reprin, but hear me out. You know how hard it is to make a left turn, number one? They prove that left turn accidents happen because drivers don't have a left turn light, which that's why we need left turn lights. And it's so idiotic that not many of them are here in Queens and we don't have them, which is very unsafe. And I wish that we just have more left turn lights, because again, it's just so difficult to make a left turn. You know, it's very rough. And it's like, you know, what will be the point? I want to walk back that way and use the restroom, then I'll continue on with the walking POV tour of the park. But surprisingly, there's school buses here today. So I don't know why there are buses here today. It's the first day of school. Why are the kids in the park today? That doesn't make any sense. By the way, New York City schools did start today, just as a heads up. But there is an adventure course, so I'll try to walk it later on, because I just want to take a quick bathroom break. Because, you know, when you have Diet Coke, it wakens you up, and, you know, the caffeine and everything. Which I do stay hydrated. I'm going to have water when I get back to my house. I have a lot of water in my house. Because I'll take the 88 going back. I'll have to wait for it, but I don't care, as long as I'm outside. But it just proves the point, and I'll go back to the left turn light. You know, Commissioner Trottenberg doesn't care about our safety. You know, for once, she can actually do the right thing and put a left turn light on, and this is how the left turn light should work. When the light turns red, you know, for Pcards going straight, what they should do is they should have the left turn light go off first, and then the eastbound traffic from the Grand Central Parkway go down that way. You know? So it just makes more sense to do it that way. It's not like Northern Boulevard in Francis where, you know, fine, it's a red light, but still, at least the cars can make a left turn going on to Francis Lewis Boulevard. So, it really gets me angry. I'm not irate or anything, but, you know, that's the way it is in Queens. You're just forgotten. Now, if this was Park Slope and somebody requested a left turn light, I'm sure they would get it. I'm sure Lower Manhattan would get the same thing too, because that's the demographic that Bill de Blasio just wants to target. He doesn't care about us blue-collar people here in Queens. We only have one white-collar part of this whole borough, and that's in Douglaston and Little Neck. That's it. The whole borough is supposed to be blue-collar. That's how historically it's supposed to be here. So, here's the station house. So I'm going to quickly use the restroom, and I'll continue with the video. Alright, so I'm back. It's a big puddle here. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, this area around here, they lost power because there was a rainstorm 2 weeks ago, and it just knocked out power for a lot of people in this area. And, you know, I Felt bad for everybody who did lose power a couple weeks ago, but yeah, this weather is just crazy. Between Dorian and, you know, the heat we've had all summer, I can barely get to the park anymore, which is very sad, you know? I can't constantly go to the park. I mean, I don't care if it's cloudy today. I mean, even though it is cloudy, remember, when I did Kekkonen Park, it was cloudy. It was cloudy then too in Bayside. That was proper Bayside. This is Hollis Hills. Hey, there's an Alaskan Husky coming up. I just hope it's going to be nice. Because, you know, I'll just mention one thing that on Staten Island over the Labor Day weekend, and my cousins have this very mentally unstable dog, and you'll say to yourself, well, do mental illness, you know, is mental illness in animals? And honestly, yes. And I don't like to criticize people, and I won't, believe me, it's family. But, and I agree with my mom. We had a talk about this when we were on Staten Island Expressway going home from the barbecue, was that, you know, the dog pretty much lashed out at my dad because my dad did a stupid thing. And first of all, when you meet a new dog for the first time, they don't like it when you touch the top of their head because they take it as a threat, number one. And number two, we'll go this way. Let's see what's down this way. And number two, the thing about this dog was it mentally is not, you know, fit to be in a house. It's like one of those wolves, you know. You ever see a wolf and, oh boy, I think we have shrubbery coming up ahead. We're gonna have to be careful. That's why I'm glad I wear long pants, you know. Ooh, look at that. Little ant trying to climb on the thing. It's beautiful. Just wish I can get to Suffolk one of these days, you know. That would be very nice to do. As I really hope this is not Ivy. Because again, thankfully I am wearing long pants. That's why I wear long pants, just in case if I feel like going to the park. And also because work doesn't let you wear shorts, so thank goodness. So we're just going to continue walking this way. But before we were about to leave, one of my cousin's friends was trying to be friendly to the dog. The dog was being friendly, believe it or not. And then all of a sudden, the dog just barked at everybody and it lashed out at my cousin's friend. Now, this guy was very nice. I'm not going to say his name for privacy, but we did talk a lot during the barbecue. And, you know, my cousins do have very friendly people that they associate with. It's just that their dog is a problem. And if they ever invite us again, we're not going to their house. That's the bottom line until something is done about the dog. But I'll go to that Staten Island thing. I didn't mention it, I'll say it. So we're on Staten Island Expressway and my parents are having a talk, and I agree with my mom. If that dog was taken to North Shore shelter in Port Washington, they would say we have to put the dog down because the dog is just not mentally stable. And, you know, hey, there's a bird. It's pretty cool. We'll walk this way. A lot of birds here, by the way. Which is good. So I know Pine Power LI always does these trails, and he likes to hike here. But he used to avoid the annoying people at the park, which is good, I guess. Very good in that sense. But again, that dog would just not mentally be fit to stay in a house. Not a groomed pet. You know, if it lashes out at strangers, and it's wild. And by the way, it has like a little pit bull mix, which I really do not like pit bulls. I'm sorry, but if people are gonna bash me because, oh, you don't like vicious animals like pit bulls or Dobermans, well, too bad, because I don't like those type of dogs. Thankfully, with my South African Mastiff, when I had Teddy, he was a very calm dog. And that's what I loved about him. Borbals are normally Very gentle dogs. If you train them properly, like me and my parents did, to be very friendly and to be respectful, which Teddy was, because literally when we had guests over, and this is 4 years ago, I had a friend of mine who lives in Massapequa. We actually hung out in the day in the city, and I actually took him to his house, and he got very accustomed to Teddy, and Teddy loved him. But when we were in the living room and I kept Teddy in the kitchen, Teddy was so antsy because he wanted to see my friend, and I can't blame Teddy because my friend is a very nice guy from Massapequa, and he wanted to just chill in my house for a bit. You know, he wanted to see my neighborhood. When we came back from Manhattan, I told him how to get back to Jamaica to get the train back to Massapequa at least. But that dog would just be put down. My cousin's dog would definitely be put down if, you know, they took it to the ASPCA or North Shore in Long Island. They would just say, sorry, we can't take this dog. This dog is just too mentally unstable. You could literally talk to an animal expert and they can tell you that the native wolf is a problem, especially if they come from a fairly poor trained family. Here are some flies over here. And I'm feeling a little bit itchy right now, but who cares? As long as I'm out in nature today, that's all that really matters, you know? I want to be out in nature because you don't get nice days like this anymore. You just don't. Oh boy, there's a dog coming. I know I'm still shaking over what happened in Staten Island, so you do have to understand that, you know, if it was my dog and he was still around and, you know, I was with him, that would be all right. We can get close to the dog and, you know, Teddy would at least protect me. Now, I'll mention a story about Teddy later on, I guess. So let's see. We got Ollie Pond Park, so I think we'll go this way. I'll see if this links up to 73rd Avenue. I'm thinking this is the way I'll probably need to get to 73rd Avenue. Look at that, another pond. It's beautiful. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I'm normally not afraid of dogs because I have two friends who have autism like me. One friend who lives in East Rockaway, she has a retriever, and the dog is very friendly. It barks, but the dog is very friendly. It loves people. He even likes to play in the pool with us. And there's another friend of mine who lives in Port Washington. I've been to his house many times. Female dog. I'm so used to the dog because at first I was a little bit scared, but Chelsea, I'll say her name because I just love this dog so much. That's the dog's name. Chelsea is such a sweetheart. She'll bark at you at first, but you know, she's wonderful. I love that dog. Every time I go to my friend's house. That's how much I'm in love with that dog because, you know, the dog is friendly. The dog loves everyone. And, you know, I just feel bad that my cousin's dog gets roughhoused, which, you know, that's a whole different story. You know, first of all, roughhousing is one thing, but again, you know, you're going to have house guests over. You know, they thankfully kept the dog in another room for a while, but what they're afraid of is putting the dog in a choke chain. We had to give a choke chain to Teddy, and what happened was Teddy was very loyal about it. We actually put Teddy on a choke chain when he was, I think, a year old, when he got very big. And what happened was Teddy was just accustomed to it, and he loved the choke chain for some weird reason. I don't know what it was, but, you know, the dog just loves it. When, you know, they get accustomed to a routine, I guess, like humans do. Sorry if I'm making a bad analogy, but I just want to take some pictures. Wow, that's beautiful. That's definitely going to be our thumbnail today. Well, you should be seeing this video on Saturday, the 7th. That's when you should be seeing this video. Early morning video to get you in the mood. I mean, I know I'm talking about some personal things, but, you know, it's whatever. And also I want to mention that it's going to be a lot of very bad weekends when I go out to Long Island. That on Saturdays it's just going to be a living hell, because when you have the main line out, people aren't going to want to take the railroad going east. Look at that, another beautiful pond. That is just beautiful. Look at that. That's just remarkable. That's why you try to get out to nature as much as you can. You know? Try to see it and love it. Just wish I had bug spray. That would be nice right now. That's what I should need to bring next time. But it's worth it. You know? Escape from reality. That's what I love about this nice calm place where we can talk about our problems. We can talk about real life. You know? I want to see what that sign is up ahead. So I'm going to read it. Show it to you all. If I can't find Bell Boulevard for a while, I don't care, because I don't want to go back home that much. Unless I see Bell Boulevard, then reality kicks in and I gotta take the 88 to go back home. But I'm gonna be honest with you all. Talking about our problems in nature is just beautiful, you know? It helps us calm down. At least we don't have to yell. Because that's what we need, like what Pine Power LI does when he goes to the Pine Barrens. As many of you know, I love my parks. And I'm gonna try to get out here as many times as I can in the fall, because this is literally the best time of the year to get to the parks. There's another park I might want to go to in Flushing later on this fall. I forget the name of it, but I know how to get to it. It's right on top of the Q65 bus. So I do have transportation to get up there, at least, as long as MTA is still around and we don't get privatized like Nassau County did. Man, look how steep these steps are. But I don't care. This is like a challenge, you know? This gets the blood pumping, you know? This is exactly what I needed today. This is exactly what I definitely needed today. You know? But being to reality is, you know, unfortunate. But when you take your time outside, that's the great thing about it. But one thing I do want to mention is that Staten Island is the borough of parks, and they do have nice parks out there. There is a park by my cousin's house. I wanted to go to it, but here's the problem. Number one, I'm with family, which don't want to be rude. And number two, I looked it up. It's very sketchy. In fact, I've been hearing vagrants have been hanging around there, because so many parks they can just hang out there. And I'm just gonna say this is in Arden Heights. That's it. That's the neighborhood I went to. But Sunday was excellent. I got to see my parents' friends in Mill Basin, and you know, it's beautiful. And Saturday, I know I'm going to see a couple of my friends out in Franklin Square that I haven't seen in a while, which I'm very happy to see them. Let's see, can I go this way? Let's take a look at the signs. Let's see, I think there's another way to get up there. Try to see. Because now I'm a little bit lost, but that's okay. As I said, I really don't want to, you know, go home for a while, because it's just such a beautiful day out here. I'll see where this goes, just for the heck of it. Maybe it just gets a better view of the lake. And then I'll just put my camera down, because I can thankfully look at my maps, because Google actually does. Ooh, boy, I just stepped in mud. Not a good sign. Maybe scrape it off when I get back home, but it's whatever. Yeah. Nature, huh? But this is one of those old trees. Ooh, boy. I think somebody cut it down. See, that's the problem. You know, trees shouldn't be cut down in New York City parks. I'm sorry. That's just an unfortunate thing about what happens here in the city of New York. But this is the great privilege of being in an outer borough, at least, you know. I know next weekend I might be seeing band called Disco Unlimited. I really love them very much. And I'll talk about Joseph Saladino and Hicksville in a second, because I do want to talk about that. So the 14th, I'm seeing possibly Disco Unlimited. I love this band. They're at Playa Douche Park, and believe it or not, a local Long Island actor by the name of Broadway Mike is going to actually be there, from what I've heard. So he's actually one of my closest friends. That's his stage name, so I'm legally allowed to say it on YouTube, which I've actually uploaded a video of him earlier this year when he was in Mamma Mia, which this guy is such an amazing actor. If you've seen him make plays, you'll know who I'm talking about. He's actually a celebrity on Snapchat. He has his catchphrase, "Whoa, this is great." I love that about him. He's such an up-spirit person. That's what I like about him. But let's talk about what's going on in Hicksville, because I want to go out to Hicksville next month. I'm actually thinking of doing an emergency summit next month in Hicksville to start off October, because I have 2 stations I have in mind. So I'll pretty much say it right now. The first week of October, I'm going to Hicksville, because they're facing a similar quality of life emergency like Mineola's facing right now, and it needs to be brought up. I might even go to Cantique Park that day, do a thorough walkthrough of Hicksville if I have to, depending on time constraints. But yeah, they're really facing a quality of life emergency. In fact, I'm thinking that day I might take the N22 to Cantique if I can get it, and then just take the railroad going back home, because they're just really facing a hard time. And I'm even going to bring up Joseph Saladino. I have to bring him up because he literally makes me angry, even though I'm a Queens resident. So this guy is literally a despicable human being. Hands down, he's the worst town of Oyster Bay supervisor in history. And he only looks out for Massapequa. That's where he lives. I actually call him Mr. Massapequa for a good reason, because he only cares about his own kind in Massapequa. I've even talked to my friend from Massapequa about this. He agrees that all towns should be treated equally. He agrees that, you know, Hicksville and Syosset should be treated fairly. And what's going on right now in Hicksville is it's bad quality of life. In Syosset, I may even go to Syosset in November, beginning in November, because they're also facing a similar emergency as well with their quality of life. And one thing I would respect Syosset about, they have a growing Asian community, which is very good. But what I like about them is they're very respectable and nice people I have met in Syosset. That's what I love about them. And I actually do respect their culture. I'm a little bit familiar with Asian culture because, you know, number one, I live in an area that has adapted to it. And, you know, I've talked about moving to Flushing, even though I don't speak the language. But two, you know, when you have to adapt to what's going on, you adapt to it. And I've successfully done it over the years. I've respected how Queens is, you know, grown into the Asian community that it is. And I respect that, you know. Yes, some of them don't speak English, but, you know, it's our way of life now and we deal with it. Oh, good, I see a street. Let's see if this is gonna lead me back to 73rd Avenue. I'm gonna see if it does, because I believe this is one of the schools around here at 67th Avenue. So I'm gonna see if there's an exit coming up ahead. See if that's 73rd Avenue down there. Yeah, I may exit down that way if I have to make a U-turn, but whoa, almost slipped just there. But I'll mention, back on July 13th, 2 things really annoyed me about this guy, Joseph Saladino. Number one, he's being a big shot, you know, talking on the mic before Disco Unlimited comes on stage. And one of the 2 things that made me feel very offended about Joseph Saladino was, number one, and he was promoting one of the sponsors. I think it was like a bank or something. He was saying, oh, we have a lot of rich Long Islanders today. And I'm like, are you kidding me? First of all, you are discriminating against us because of our income now. Great. A lot of rich Long Islanders. Give me a break. Especially how Cuomo was trying to price us all out, number one. And number two, this guy literally, at the end, said, the town of Oyster Bay works for you. We have a 2% surplus, but we didn't really know where that's going. That's going to Massapequa. So I don't want to hear good things about Joseph Saladino, please. I swear, Nassau County politics is just the worst. You know how I feel about Nassau County politics. I'm not really going to get into it, but I swear, Joseph Saladino is a cold-hearted man. He doesn't care about Hicksville. And by the way, I'll mention it right now. If you're on Facebook, I urge you guys, please support the Save Our Hicksville page, because they're showing what's really going on with their quality of life out there in Hicksville. And I hope that maybe some of those people will even get out to Syosset and take a look, because I really hope that we get more people involved in the cause in Hicksville, because I don't want to see Hicksville get damaged anymore. And I may walk out of the park because I think I've had enough for today. I'm going to try to walk out this way today. But still, you know, Joseph Saladino is just a cold-hearted man. That's all I'm going to say about him. So let's see where I am right now. Okay, I think I know where I exactly am. That's 69th Avenue. Oh, okay, so I know where I am. My 210th Street. All right. Jump over that, but still, I don't want to be in the park that long. I've been there for what? Almost a half hour since I started back on the Motor Parkway loop. I mean, I could walk the whole thing. I don't know, maybe I will in October. I might do it one day if I get out of work early, or I might just walk the whole path. So I've walked this far. I think I could definitely do it if the weather is like this today, because again, there is still a breeze out here, which that's what I like, you know? It's a very positive thing I can say today. So I'm going to see if this is 67th Avenue, because if this is 67th, then I've gone way too far. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could walk and just get the Q30. Well, I'd rather just get the 88. By the way, again, there is a school here. Just quickly want to mention that. Yeah, I believe this is 67th Avenue, and so I may have to turn around unless maybe I'm going the wrong way. I'll take a look. I could make a left here, but cross the street and then just go back that way. So yeah, that's 67th Avenue, so I got a long walk back. Wow. So I may have to go across the street for just a second and get back that way. And no one's coming, so I can get back. Thankfully, I know where I am. I'm by the 210th Street bus stop, so that's where the Q88 is, in case anybody is wondering. There's a pug there. Just want to mention, I just walked past the pug. I'm in the bike lane right now because I don't want to be near the dog. Because again, I just don't want to deal with confrontations right now with the camera, number one. Well, we got a landscaper. We're going to have to stay in the bike lane. Thankfully, there's no bikes, so why don't there be bikes this time of the day when people are working, or, you know, yeah, there's landscaping going on right now, which there is landscaping that goes on to the fall. Let's just quickly walk past these guys. So I'm back. Didn't know there was actually an exit right here on 69th, so that would have helped me. Oh, I'm only at 230th Street. Okay. So I definitely can get back to Springfield Boulevard and then get the 88. Then I'm gonna have a long walk home. I mean, I could have walked north and then taken the Q30, but I just realized that, oh, today's the first day. And I don't want to deal with Cardozo students, and I don't want to deal with Queensboro Community College students today. That's why I left early. I mean, I really could care less what time it is right now. I just wanted to get out of the park because I wouldn't know if there's an exit down there. Look at this, cracked sidewalks. Literally, it feels like I'm in Mineola now, dealing with those cracked sidewalks. I see a Florida plate, but I know why people are here, because they wanted to flee the hurricane. We are supposed to feel something from Dorian, but it won't be as what the Carolinas and North Carolina are dealing with, and Virginia as well, and maybe even Delmarva, I don't know, but I did hear that a tornado did touch down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Oh boy. There is a dog there. Oh, it's a retriever. I don't even think anybody's home right now. Look. Thankfully, there's no address, so able to get away with that. It's awful, you know. The neighbors should at least check up on the dog. I guess not. Oh yeah, that's the bike lane. I definitely know this leads right back to Springfield Boulevard, or 73rd Avenue at least. But I'd rather just get some extra workout in, because over the weekend I won't be able to do any physical activity because I'm going to be busy getting ready to go to a friend's house. And I mean, I'll do workout tomorrow in my house, but yeah, so when I get to Springfield, I'm going to wrap this all up. But yeah, I think they repaved this road. I think it's only repaved. That's pretty good. My battery's like 67% last I saw. I'm on low power mode, but that doesn't really help anything. Yeah, I'll charge you when I get home, when I edit this video, but still, where would I rather be? In a cubicle today, or at least be here and have nice, comfortable weather that we, again, rarely seem to get in New York lately. Yeah, there's that breeze. I love that breeze, folks. That breeze today definitely helps. The sun is trying to come out, but so many clouds today. It's not like Tuesday where it was clear. So we don't get days like that anymore either. Which I was just glad I could walk in Mineola on Tuesday, because I've done so much physical activity. I mean, think about it. I walked pretty much a half hour around Mineola to get to the Intermodal Center. And then I know for a fact that I did this today, which definitely helps. We have a McMansion here. This is what I don't like, is that why are people putting up McMansions here? And look, we got trash. By the way, my back is aching me right now, but I know it's worth it. You know? It's definitely worth it. Oh, so we're at the beginning of 73rd Avenue. Wow. I really have walked this far, huh? Look at that. I know that school pretty much, so I could have walked back to Horace Harding and got the Q30, but again, I'd rather walk this way to get back to the 88. You know what's amazing? I'll mention it. I've lost a lot of weight. I was down to 169 pounds before I left to go to Maryland, and last weekend I came back. Well, I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I did on Labor Day weekend before I went to my cousin's house. And I made it, folks. I got to 170. So it took 4 months from May it was? Yeah, I think it was May when I made that rant about, you know, my health. So I lost a lot of weight, folks. And I'm even fitting into some old pants I used to wear from high school, which is amazing. That's because I've done so much exercise. I've cut out overnight snacks. I told you about the peanut butter saga overnight. Oh, good, we're at Cloverdale. That's a good sign. We're getting close to Springfield Boulevard at least. I said I'll wait for the next bus because it's probably going to be overcrowded because you have the kids coming back today. I hope I can get a seat for a while. But I know I'm definitely going to get back home, take a long breather before I do my regular home workout because I want to at least get a little extra workout in. So, let me mention that we're at Cloverdale right now, and I don't know, I think I've been recording for an hour. Which is very impressive. I literally just wanted to go to Springfield Boulevard. There was an exit, but I forgot how to get to it. But yeah, look how far Alley Pond Park is. It's such a huge park. That's the main thing. And again, I know there's another park I want to go to in Flushing, which I will definitely make an effort to get to this fall. I don't care, you know, because once it starts to get cold, and I can't do these videos, but, you know, there's other parks we can go to in Queens if I leave early. I believe there is another one up in Little Neck I can go to. I have to research that, but still. Oh, so that's where I was earlier. That's just too funny. Look at this, more cracked sidewalks. This is exactly what I mean with Holly Trottenberg. This is exactly what she wants. She wants us to drive us out and leave. We have to fight, folks. We have to fight for our queens because I'm still shocked about Tony Avila even running for his old city council seat, which I wish him the best, even though he's not in my district, because Lanceman's my assemblyman. No, my city councilman, right. Rosick is my assemblywoman, which she is at least looking out for us and trying to save our Q46 service. I just wonder what's going to happen when the 46 becomes select bus, because the eminent's going to happen eventually. Thankfully, the 88 won't be select bus. But I wonder, how is it going to work at Long Island Jewish when they put the machines over there? So yeah, I definitely see Springfield Boulevard coming up. I see the traffic light for it. I just hope the 88 isn't turning, because then I'll have to wait for the next bus. But yeah, I think this is going to wrap it up. Pretty much, one last thing I gotta say is I still want to do a station tour with MTA Prodigy at Wollaston Park. I'm thinking at this rate, it may have to be in October, because with the grade crossing work, it's going to be very difficult for him to come from Brooklyn and then film with me. Well, it'll be on its channel, of course, but it's going to definitely be difficult because you don't have the Nassau one, so that makes it difficult for him to come from Brooklyn, because if he can't transfer at Jamaica for the Oyster Bay line, then how's that going to work if he's coming from Atlantic Terminal? You know? Because I know he's coming from Newkirk Plaza, which, Kevin, if you are watching, just be thankful that you have express service on the B line from where you live, because I would take that as a blessing. You know, that's only, I think, 2 or 3 stops to Atlantic Terminal. That's a blessing in disguise right there, to be in that part of Brooklyn. Which, I actually want to do a summit at Kings Highway one day on that line, because there's a very special place I've told you about, the Barbara Ring School, named after my great aunt. Which I want to show you the building, because there's a little playground there, but I don't know what I'm going to be able to film over there. So, there's Springfield Boulevard. I gotta wait for the light, because the bus stop for the 88's actually over there. So, I think I'm gonna wrap this all up. I'm gonna count my blessings. I still have my friends in Long Island. I still have my family. I mean, hopefully I'll get to see them in better circumstances. I always say to them there's a next time, and they do have places in Staten Island that we could hang out in. Just out in their house with the dog, at least. I'm praying for that dog to get better, but with it being mentally unstable, and I'll mention it's a female dog, I don't know how that's going to end up working out. I won't say the name because, you know, privacy, but I mentioned my friend's dog, Chelsea, which I do hope I get to see her again because that dog is such a sweetheart. You know, you don't see dogs like that anymore. Here's the 27 again. There's two, see what I mean? Two 27s just came up here, no 88s. It's just ridiculous. You know? I should have the lights shortly, and I'll definitely be able to get on board the bus if it's turning. So, thank you all for watching. Hope to do more park videos in the future, and we'll talk about other personal problems in my life I want to talk about that I can't on normal videos. So until the next one, please take care. So here's the blatancy with New York State Transit, right? I'm on the IS7 next gen, 4664. I'm on the 88 going to Elmhurst right now. So the vent in front of us is back, right? So let's take a picture of the thumbnail. There we go. So now we go to the back, and it's strong back here. I don't know what the heck is going on lately with my air conditioning on these buses lately. It used to be strong. The drivers used to have stronger control of their own vents. Really don't understand me. Really don't. By the way, I want to mention to you all, it's 90 degrees today. 90. So you tell me that people need to stand in front of the bus if this bus gets overcrowded. People aren't going to be able to go back here because they're going to think, oh, let's just go in the back and we'll get stronger air conditioning. I'm no fool. I know how these Orions work. I literally feel cool right now. Like, back here, it's full. I just wanted to show you what it's like because I found out in Cuomo corruption that he sent out a tweet saying, oh, well, the buses are controlled via some kind of central mechanism that keeps it at a
please exit through the rear door.
Steady temperature. No. The drivers should have control of the air conditioning. Shouldn't be automatic. That's the excuses all the drivers have been giving me lately. Is that, we're not allowed to change it anymore. We're not allowed to make the vent stronger. Trust me, I've had good summers over the years where my air conditioning was strong in these buses. I mean, yes, it's weak. At least I feel it back here. I mean, it's a strong breeze, look. At least I feel something. But before I wrap it up, I want to hear from you guys. Comment below. This is just a generalization, but throughout the summer, have you guys been having any problems with the air conditioning on the buses? Because MTA, they need to plan ahead for next summer. And this makes me antsy now, because I'm worried that if this keeps up, we're not going to have strong heat in the winter months. It's going to be bad in the winter. I'm really dreading winter, that if we don't get heat, that's going to be an issue. So, again, sort of comment for it. I would appreciate it, because I'll try to get back to as many people as I can.